sixth storm shelter in 3 years. And the Nevada School District looks to attract teachers with a recruitment event. KOAM News at 10 is next. Now at 10, residents and administrators in McDonald County cut the ribbon on the latest brand new storm shelter. Plus, the Nevada School District puts out the call for more teachers. And Pittsburgh police and firefighters do battle, kind of, for a good cause.
The 4 states' most watched news starts now.
After nearly 3 years, the final of 6 storm shelters in McDonald County is now complete. This is KOAM News at 10. I'm Dow Quick. KOAM's Anthony Saviello attended the ribbon cutting at Anderson Elementary today and spoke with administrators about what this project means for the future of McDonald County.
3, 2, 1.
A ribbon cut and a new storm shelter open in McDonald County.
This has been a long road for our district from the time the ideas came in to the time it came to fruition.
The last of 6 shelters is complete after McDonald County voters passed a $21.5 million bond issue to fund the project.
Our voters here and our people that live here, they believe in our school system and they want to be safe. And I mean, it passed pretty good margin when it passed. And, it makes you feel good because the people here really do care.
It marks a special day.
It's a day that gives us something to celebrate, but also gives us a sense of security that we may not have had before.
Special enough to host a special guest.
And what I'm seeing here, which I knew I would see, is that there is just such a connection and partnership with the community and the school, the children, the teachers, the principals, and that's when kids win. And so I wanted to come down and say thank you to them for their great work and also to be a part of this great celebration.
In her first trip to McDonald County as Missouri Commissioner of Education, Dr. Carla Esslinger is standing by McDonald County and their investment into school and community safety.
Anytime that you can assure parents that when you send your children to school, they have a safe place to go, anytime, no matter what the weather is, yes. And I would love for every school to have this kind of opportunity, absolutely.
6 shelters now supply safety not just for students, but the surrounding community as well. In McDonald County, Anthony Saviello, KOAM News.
All 6 shelters serve as multi-purpose shelters, meaning they'll also be used as classrooms and gymnasiums. Let's check in with Chief Meteorologist Doug Heddy now for a first look at the weather.
Well, it was still cold today, but significantly warmer than what we saw yesterday when we had a high of 20. Today up to 37. Started at 21.45 is the average high for this time of the year. It's 27 in Joplin, 28 in Pittsburgh. We are going to drop back down into lower 20s, but not near as cold as what we have seen. 28 Nevada, Neosho 26, Grant Lake 25, Welch 27, Chanute is still sitting at 31. At least the winds have died down. It was pretty breezy earlier today, but these are going to start to pick back up once we get into the daytime hours tomorrow. A few little clouds kind of skirting through, some snow showers up across the Great Lakes. Overall, we look fine. Tomorrow, a smidge cooler with a weak front that is going to drop through, but we should still get above freezing and then a bigger warm up as we head toward the weekend. We'll look at that here in just a bit.
Catching a few. Like many, the Nevada School District is looking for teachers. In fact, the district currently has 9 open positions. And tonight, Nevada hosted a teacher recruitment event at the board office. It was a chance for prospective teachers to learn more about the district's vision and goals, programs and expectations, opportunities, benefits, and also hear from teachers who've decided to call Nevada home.
School districts across the state and across the nation are in a massive shortage right now. So for me, it's a privilege to be able to show these new teachers what their career could look like and how rewarding it can be.
This is the second year Nevada schools have hosted a teacher recruitment event. Freeman Health System announced today it's holding a job fair. The announcement comes ahead of the opening of the new Freeman Fort Scott Hospital. The healthcare provider says the event will provide an opportunity for Freeman to recruit applicants for various job opportunities. It'll feature more than 60 openings for the new hospital and will cover everything from RN to tech positions. It's going to be on Tuesday, February 11th from 11 a.m. to 6 p.m. For more information, just go to our website, KOIMnewsnow.com. The heat is on in this year's Battle of the Badges as the Pittsburgh Police and Fire Departments face off in a chili cook-off. It's all a fun effort to benefit the American Red Cross. Folks were invited out today and are again tomorrow to get a bowl, vote for their favorite, and donate some life-saving blood. It's a donation that one Pittsburgh police sergeant says can be crucial.
With the job I have, I've been around a lot of major scenes where blood donation benefits. You know, I think it's a unfortunate necessity that you know, people will come across situations where they might need blood donated to them, and it's an absolute wonderful thing that people are willing to donate it and allow it to be available to those in need. Yeah.
That event heats up again tomorrow from 8:30 a.m. to 2 p.m. Local bookstores helping a VFW raise money to repair a water line. The owner of Always Buying Books, Bob Wolf, is a longtime member of VFW Post 534 in Joplin. The post has had a water leak for about 2 months now, costing a lot of money. Well, now the break has been located, but funding is needed. Wolf is asking for help in raising $1,000 for the VFW.
It's been going on probably close to 2 months. So it's costing about $500 a month on water. They couldn't find it. Like I said, they got a good crew in, and they're going to take care of it sometime later this week, and we're going to get a stop to that.
The VFW helps veterans who contact them daily, and Wolf says the cost of these repairs would have taken away from the help the post can give. Joplin's East Middle School has earned Missouri's Purple Star distinction. The state's education department awards it to schools that support military families. Staff offer extra support for students and military families to help them succeed during their time at the school. City leaders in St. Louis announced plans for using the settlement money from the Rams' move to Los Angeles. That story's coming up. But up first, just 2 days into his second term, President Trump continues to focus on immigration and the potential for mass deportation.
At Roper Honda, our commitment and our coverage lasts a lifetime.
Immigration is one of President Trump's central focus points just 2 days after beginning his second term. CBS News has learned his administration is considering deploying as many as 10,000 soldiers at the U.S.-Mexico border to crack down on illegal immigration. Natalie Brand has more on the day's events from Washington.
Mr. President. Thank you.
President Trump granted the first Oval Office interview of his second term to Fox News host Sean Hannity, focusing in part on the executive orders he has signed. The Defense Department says the Pentagon will send an additional 1,500 troops to the U.S.-Mexico border to try to stem the flow of undocumented migrants. But CBS News has learned the actual number of troops could be much higher, as many as 10,000. Department of Defense bases could hold migrants awaiting deportation.
This was a gross miscarriage of common sense to allow people to come in. And I believe the number is 21 million people.
In Texas, additional buoys were deployed on the U.S. side of the Rio Grande. Communities across the nation are preparing for possible mass deportations.
There are things that have yet to take place that folks in the community are concerned about. And what we ask them to do is to reach out to trusted legal representation.
Another focus of the Trump administration, diversity, equity, and inclusion programs. Several federal departments have removed their pages tied to DEI after the Trump administration ordered the dismantling of those programs.
Programs like this are designed to make sure every American is represented.
And the founder of the far-right Oath Keepers group, Stuart Rhodes, paid a visit to Capitol Hill after he received a pardon for his actions related to January 6th.
Many of the officers that were brutally assaulted that day are the same officers who protected Donald Trump on Monday.
Former Capitol Hill police officers still shaken by that day accused the Republican Party of turning their backs on them. Natalie Brand, CBS News, Washington.
In his interview with Hannity, Trump said FEMA is getting in the way of handling disasters and states should instead take over using money from the federal government. It's time once again for KOIM's 4 states' finest nominations, our Viewer Choice Awards. You nominate your favorite places in the 4 states, everything from restaurants to entertainment venues to fitness clubs, you name it. Top nominees then go to the voting round. The deadline to nominate is February 2nd. Head over to KOAMNewsNow.com/finest and let people know what you think is the best the 4 states has to offer. A little bit later, we have some expert advice for protecting your skin in the winter cold.
Plus, we are going to get out of the deep freeze. The question is when. We're going to talk about that coming up.
Your favorite business.
Well, of course, it was still cold outside for us today, but significantly warmer than what we did see, at least over the past several days. Looks pretty good right now. Indigo Sky, Casino and Resort. We have pretty much clear skies. We are going to get some clouds in here a little bit later on tonight, maybe a random flurry or two, but overall, it's going to be pretty quiet. Still quite a bit warmer right now compared to 10 o'clock last night, 7-8 to about 15 degrees. And our temperatures through the night, we are going to drop back lower 20s. Most of us mid to upper 20s, but again, not near as cold as what we have seen over the past several nights. Brunt of the Arctic air has retreated back toward the north or the New England states. We're going to see a little surge of briefly cooler air as we go into Thursday, and then we'll really start a pretty good warming trend as we head toward the weekend. Not near as windy now as it was earlier. We're going to have kind of a stiff northwesterly wind tomorrow, 15 to 20, and then they really get going on Friday. We get southerly winds gusting 30, 35 miles per hour. It's going to be very windy, but it is going to help those temperatures start to warm back up as we go into, let's say, Friday and Saturday. A few clouds kind of skirting through, maybe a flurry or two for us tonight, but overall, looks fine, not much on the radar. We have some snow showers which are pushing out across the Great Lakes. And then if we look back through the Dakotas, you can see a few little random flurries. So as we get some clouds later on tonight and then kind of in and out of the clouds for us tomorrow, we could see a few random flurries. Look at the jet stream right out of Canada into the southern parts of the plains. But again, the brunt of the Arctic air is starting to shift off toward the north and to the east. All right, zooming in, let me walk you through time. Temperatures tonight, lower 20s. As we go through the morning hours, we should get back to about freezing, and I think most of us about 33, 34, maybe 35 degrees. A couple notches cooler than what we did see today. We are going to have a pretty cold night tomorrow night. 14, 15 degrees, so very cold, but our southerly winds will start to increase and our temperatures respond nicely as we go into the mid-40s for highs on Friday. All right, your Thursday day planner, 23 to start, 31 by noon. High temp, 34 degrees. As we go into the weekend, a lot of clouds, mostly cloudy on Saturday, but still into the 40s. Weak little system to our south may give us a random shower, especially along and south of I-44. Not a big deal. Into Sunday morning. Still mostly cloudy skies on Sunday, but again, into the lower 40s. We stay in the 40s on Monday. In fact, we increase to 50s to near 60 by the middle of next week as rain chances will return. All right, if you're heading north, there's a big game Sunday. Kickoff 5:30, of course. The Bills at the Chiefs. If you're going to tailgate, it's not bad in the 30s. The game in the upper 20s. It's going to be dry, and it's not going to be windy. So pretty good for late January at Arrowhead Stadium. 34 tomorrow, 44 on Friday, 47 Saturday. Again, a random shower, but 55 Tuesday, near 60 by Wednesday.
But we'll deserve it by then.
Yeah, absolutely.
We need it. Thanks, Doug. City leaders in St. Louis, Missouri have announced a plan for the Rams settlement money. Now, millions of dollars are going to be invested in areas of the city that were most impacted by the football team's move to Los Angeles. Nathan Vickers has details.
It's a discussion that could reshape the city and small businesses like Matt Rotz's U-Craft downtown.
I have been following it, pretty closely, and I'm excited about, what's going on with it.
He and others, like developer Alex Oliver, have wanted to see a Rams settlement plan that prioritizes the region's center.
I'm a strong believer that it is the economic driver of our city. I mean, it's the scale and the density down here. I think people don't always realize the impact that it has.
Downtown really was the most affected by the Rams' move to Los Angeles.
Changes being introduced to this bill are a reflection of governing at its best.
Today, Mayor Tashara Jones and other elected officials announced a deal struck with the authors of a competing bill, which included support from downtown stakeholders.
We will help to revitalize downtown, the front door, and the economic engine of St. Louis.
The new plan establishes a $74 million fund for downtown. $30 million of that is for infrastructure in the district. There's also a requirement that spending money from the fund will require a 1-to-1 match from Greater St. Louis, Inc. Another $11 million from the fund will cover the cost of acquiring the abandoned railway exchange building.
It's about St. Louis City rebuilding and rebranding itself.
The plan also includes $40 million for targeted support for North City neighborhoods to fight vacancy and blight.
We're making sure it's going to the proper areas to get the work done. We want to make sure that people actually start seeing these changes in our city.
The Board of Aldermen will likely pass the proposal before its February election break, with some funds becoming available within a few weeks.
The unity right there, I think, is a big step.
For Rotz and others downtown, the investments are long overdue.
We need to move forward urgently because the urgency needs to be there.
The proposal also includes accountability provisions for each fund. It requires annual reports every May that show where the money is being spent. Still ahead, a Fairland High School senior signs to play softball at Crowder College, and Liberal girls basketball faces Galena in the semifinals of the Tony DuBray tournament. John Dales has those stories and more up next.
Fairland High School softball had an especially strong senior class leading the way this past fall as the Lady Owls earned a second consecutive trip to the state tournament. Well, this afternoon, another one of those standouts signs to play in college. Fairland High School senior Laken McCoy signs with Crowder College softball this afternoon. And McCoy transferred to Fairland for her senior year. In her one season with the Lady Owls, she earned All-Region, All-District, and First-Team All-Conference honors. McCoy will be joining her Fairland teammate Jocelyn Wyrick at Crowder.
Well, I think it definitely helped with my friends going, and so that played a big part. I didn't want to go too far with a bunch of people I didn't know where I wasn't going to be comfortable, so I think choosing Crowder was easy for that. And coming here, moving my senior year, was going to be a hard move, especially it's a rival school, but all the girls welcomed me with open arms and were so willing to just let me be in their circle. It was just so nice.
High school basketball tournament week continues here in the 4 states. Tomorrow, things get tipped off at Frontenac, Antioch, and Pittsburgh, and they run through the weekend. Over in Liberal, the Tony DuBray tournament is already into the semifinals. The hosts of the tournament, the Liberal Bulldogs, face the Galena Bulldogs tonight. We start in the first quarter. Long pass across the court over to Taylor Swarns. She steps back and drains the long three-pointer. We'd hear a lot more from her. A few minutes later, Galena gets on the board as Westlyn Russell posts up and scores 2 right there. Galena makes it a 1-point game. Now to the second quarter. Morgan Strong just misses on the 3, but Mackenzie New is in the right place, right time for the rebound, puts it back in. But Liberal starts to take control in the second half. Here's Swarns knocking down the jumper from the baseline, and it's a milestone night for her because Taylor Swarns scores her 1,500th career point in this game. Still second half, Swarns finds Allie Barton, who connects with a 2-point jumper. Then off the inbounds play, here she is again, Taylor Swarns with another easy bucket. She leads the Bulldogs with 19 points tonight, and Liberal goes on to beat Galena 38-25. Well, tonight the Oklahoma City Thunder try to continue their dominance at home. OKC is 19-2 at Paycom Center so far this season and has won 8 consecutive games entering this evening's matchup against the last place Utah Jazz. Well, no surprise here. The Thunder win yet again, this time 123-114 over Utah. That's 9 victories in a row on their home floor. Shai Gilgeous-Alexander with another MVP caliber performance, maybe his best of the year. He scores a career high 54 points to lead the way for OKC. It's just the 6th time this season that anybody in the NBA has scored more than 50 points in a game. Well, we're just 4 days away from the AFC Championship between the Chiefs and the Bills. Every player on Kansas City's active roster, full participant at practice today. And Patrick Mahomes says the Chiefs are ready for yet another playoff game against Buffalo.
Yeah, I think when you look at the great rivalries of the NFL, it comes with this. It comes with playing at each other every year in the regular season. It comes with playing in the playoffs, and you have to combat. You have to look at your weaknesses and try to make those strengths, and then your strengths make them even better because you know that they're going to go out there and try to take away those things. And so it's a great football team. Like I said, great players, well coached, and we know it's going to take our best in order to find a way to get a win.
Back to that Thunder win that I was talking about, Shai Gilgeous-Alexander, he's not one of the names you hear talked about a lot as the best players in the NBA, but he's playing like it right now, at least one of the best scorers in the NBA.
That's what matters, I suppose. We'll be right back. Though you might not feel the sun's powerful rays during these cold winter months, they can still affect your skin. A dermatologist from U.S. Dermatology in Joplin urges us to take our skin seriously. Think about it, even in these cold temperatures. He explains that many patients come in with issues like dry, itchy skin this time of year, but he says there are simple ways to keep your skin safe and feeling great all season long.
Moisturizing soap, something with ceramides or in it would be helpful. Any kind of oils would help in the soap rather than the detergent soaps. And then lots of moisturizers when you come out of the shower. Again, using the ones with ceramides or shea butter, anything that's more moisturizing would be very helpful.
Dr. Towery also recommends wearing sunscreen in the winter with an SPF of 30 or higher. In an earlier newscast, he also said you should not take hot showers in the winter because they can tend to dry out your skin, but really, don't you kind of want a hot shower when it's cold?
Everybody's guilty of that one.
But, he knows best. He is the dermatologist. Yep. The weather looking up long term.
Yeah, still kind of chilly for us tomorrow, 34. 44 on Friday, up to 47 on Saturday.
Final sports notes.
Busy day of high school basketball. We get 5 different tournaments throughout the 4 states area. The sports team's going to be at a bunch of them.
All right. Keep you guys busy, and we're going to enjoy it. Thanks for joining us. Don't forget the morning show starts at 5 a.m., and let's make it a great tomorrow.